Good morning, guys. In the previous class, we have seen the map, how to just create the records. We have seen the map, how to store the values like key in the key value pair, and we have seen how to create records in the list and how to create single records. DML operations we have seen like insert, update, delete, edit. Okay, today we will see some SOQL queries. What is SOQL? Salesforce Object Query Language. Okay, Salesforce Object Query Language. Syntax of the SOQL query will be, it will start with select keyword and then field 1 means field names. From keyword will be there, then object name, object name. Okay, object name. Then optionally means if you want to have space where, then field condition. I'll give you the exact syntax, you can write down. Everything will not be used, but let's use this. This one. Select field list from object, then using scope, where condition, whatever there in the square brackets, these are optional. Okay. Where with data category, filter expression, group by, having, order by, limit, offset, for. Okay. Let me write down like this. Simple form. See here, first select field 1, field 2, and so on. Field n means any number of fields you can select. Then S from keyword S object name. So what is S object name? Salesforce object name. It might be the account, contact, or any standard object or any custom object as well. Then after from object, optionally you can give where condition. Then again with data scope, category, filtering expression. And filtering expression is nothing but condition. Then important things are group by, fields. Then having condition. condition. Then order by. We don't use all of them in single. Then we have offset. Limit. And for. Can come to know one by one, but this is just a syntax. Don't need to worry about all other conditions. I'll explain one by one. Why I have given this syntax is the order is very, very important. When someone asks you to write the order, when the where condition will come, then with having order by, okay, offset, there is the group by is there. So where, after where, group by, then having, then order by, okay, limit, offset. So mostly we will be using where condition very normal. It means very simple and you have to use where condition. The next one is group by, okay, then order by. So mostly what we'll use is where condition we will use, okay, where condition, then order by mostly we'll use, then group by, where, group by, order by, then mostly limit and offset. We will be using most of them here, and others, those are for knowledge and very rare. We will be using very rarely for this one. Okay. Let's write one by one how to write a simple syntax, or let's say simple example for this one. So let's write a simple query on student to get some records. Okay. Here, as we mentioned, first we what you need is select keyword is required, then field names are required, then from a subject name, right? So simply, if you might not have the knowledge on the API names, or let's say you might be forgot, you might be forgotten on the API names of the fields on the subject. It may be the student or whatever. Let's say example is I want to write one small SOQL query on a subject called student. How can we write? So first, what thing is select keyword is required. Then fields are required. Let me add ID. Then name will be there. Then again student email. I have given like this. Okay. From student underscore C. It will give like this. Mostly, if you have an idea on the AP names of the fields, and if you know what fields have to be queried through the SOQL query, then you can directly write the SOQL query here. Else, see here in the query editor, In the developer console, we have query editor. This query editor, you can write these things. Okay, queries can be written and can be executed. If you want to execute the SQL query, whatever you have written inside the query editor, then you can give it execute. Okay, once you ready. So here directly you can create some records also here, save records, insert record. Let's say I want to change the name. Here, whatever the record you have edited here, and you change some name here, directly you can change. Let me change another one. I'm giving 444, something like this. You can directly save it. So when you save it, see this, there is some error. Let's say we can't save the record because student process failed. Okay. So what is this error? Record can be in only. Okay. So it is trying to submit for approval. Okay. So as it is saying, when you save it, it is saying that a record can be in only one approval process at a time. Means we have a process builder which is getting submitted on editing the record as well. So in that case, as this record is already under approval process, it is throwing the error. It is saying clearly. So you have to understand what is that error. Related. Check history. Reject. Okay. Now that has been removed from the approvals. Okay. Now save the record. This has been saved. Was the record details previously PB test 4. Now save the record from the developer console and query editor has been updated to something different. So you can edit those records from the query editor, whatever it is resulted as well. So that's one thing. If you want to insert any record, you can insert as well. If you give some name, it can be done. But here we have to give the some parent record, right? Let's refresh. And something, if something is changed and if you want to refresh this, if you refresh, query will be re-executed and latest results will be displayed here. Okay. And if you want to delete the record, simply select the record and delete it. You can delete the record also from the query editor and from the developer console. So from this query editor also, you can perform DML operations like create, edit, update, and delete as well. You can perform and delete on this one. Okay. So any doubts on this? Okay. So now let's see how to create query if you don't have idea on the API names of the fields of that specific object. What you can do is you can go to file, open resource, and open your S object, whatever the S object you want to query, that you can just see here, student double underscore C, student history, change event. Okay. To open this object, you have all the fields here. Okay. Here, select by pressing Control, you can select whatever the fields you need to be selected. See, if you want to select what are the fields, those fields you can select like this. Okay. After selecting this, just click on Query. query will be formed. If you see this, select keyword is there, then all fields are selected in the query, then from keyword object name. Okay, this is how query will be formed, and if you execute these, there is query is edited. Okay, now this is how the SOQL query will be queried and can be formed using S object. Okay, now let's see how to use where condition. First one, where condition we have, right? So here we are saying that select field 1, field 2, field 3, something until field n, any number of fields from S object name, then where condition. What is where condition? Let's say here I have a records. I have these many records. So I need to query the records whose status is active only. Okay? Whose status is active only. Then say this here. Where is the status field? Here I need to get only active students. Okay, then you have to filter those queries, or let's say adding conditions. Filtering. So filtering is nothing but adding the where clause on this SOQL query. Where then here if you see the syntax, where field and condition. Where field. What is the field? Status. Double underscore C equals to, okay, equals to, then equals is the condition, equals then value. What is the value? Active, right? This is active, but here active is the string should be in the single quote, or it may be in the double quote as well. Okay, this is what you can use. Okay, where active students are all queried. Inside the where condition, you can use where can be used by equals to, not equals to, okay, even greater than, less than, or also you can use greater than, less than, or greater than or equals to, or less than or equals to. You can use all arithmetic operators along with like operator you can use like where like, okay, this we can use. You can see, let's say if I don't want to get the active students, if you give not equals to, there is, this will come like this. Let's say we can see this initial payment, initial underscore payment double underscore C is greater than or equals to 5,000, let's say, and this value should be removed. Such column, okay, wrong column name, initial payment. See, when it is executed, it is saying that there is some error. See, execute. It is total fee from student double underscore C, where initial payment greater than 5,000. Error at row 1, column 157. no such column initial payment means no such column means there is no field called this one. With this one, we do not have a field on the student object. It is saying that's error. So you have to understand why. So what is the initial payment spelling? INI. Do not have that INI. That is something wrong we have given. Check this. Give here. There is INI. Initial payment. Execute this. There is whatever it is greater than or equals to 5,000, those records are filtered here. Then we have, so the same way you can use less than or equals to as well. And here not equals to like operator. So like operator will be used only on the strings. Okay, whatever the string character, whatever the string will be there on those fields, you can use this like operator. Okay, like means where like. So here like syntax will be where field name like, then it may be starting with, it will be like operator can be used. After like, what you can do is percentage in the single quote, percentage text, percentage. This is one you can give. Or another one is text percentage. Another one percentage text. After like, you can give like this one. So double percentage you can give, or like this one, percentage at the end or percentage at start. After like, you can give like this. Text means whatever the values you need to filter from that field, that's what this is the text called. Okay, so let's try this first. Where I'm going with something like email, or let's say simply better to go with name. Where name like, okay. First I'm giving percentage 4 percentage means what it does means name field value. Okay, whatever the name field value is there, make you test. Let's see this. So percentage means in this name values you have PB test 123, PB test 444, PB test 3, something like this. But here when it says the percentage means before the test there should be any text. It may be there or it may not also. Means test keyword, whatever the value you are giving test, this should be exist in the word anywhere. So if you see student, try to execute this. Test keyword, wherever it is there, it is starting or ending or wherever the test word is there, all the records are filtered. If the test word is not there, then those records are not displayed. Student 344, student 344. These two records are not displayed, other four records are displayed because test word is there. What is percentage symbol means? Sorry, this one, this percentage symbol checks before, see, test word should be there. Before the test, anything, if there is anything or it is not there also, there is no issue. After percentage also, it doesn't make any problem. But test should be there. This is the condition. And let's say if you don't give the percentage first, means it with the test only, means the starting word should be test, starting word should be test, and after test there should be anything, it is there or it is not there also, it doesn't care, but it should start with the test, doesn't make any records because there are no records starting with the test keyword, right? Or if you give percentage first and if you remove at end, now try this. It means what we are trying to say, before test, there should be anything is there, but it should end with test. It should end with test. Okay. Now let's see, try this. No records because there is no record with ending. Now let's say save this record. Okay. Now try to execute this. Okay. Now here test ending with test. So this is how operator will be used. Okay. Inside this you can use AND operator as well or operator as well. You can use anything here. Okay. Let me try that. In the combination also you can use this. Let's say by okay, I need to get only active students. Status C equals to active. Again, where initial payment greater than double underscore, sorry, greater than 1,000 or something. What is and initial payment double underscore greater than say 1,000. Let's say you can use and also here. Here anywhere also you can use. You can use or as well. Okay, so here saying whether it is active, its initial payment greater than 1,000 required. Okay, so 1,000 rupees. So this is how SOQLS queries can be used using the where clause. Where means condition. Any questions on this, guys? You want to note down? You can note down this. Recording for a minute. One second. Other person query. What is this? Okay. Give some error. So here, important thing is wherever you are using group by, it should come with having, group by having. Very important. And there will be very important interview question like how can you get the contacts which are having, let's say, account IDs where it is having more than one contact. Okay, let's say here, what I need to do is go to the students, or let's say trainings. In trainings, I need to get the trainings where the students are more than five, or let's say more than one. If you see this record, how many students we have? Five students we have, right? Fine. Let's go. This is train 003. 001. How many students we have? Only one student. And 002. No students are there. So here I have written one SOQ query. Let me remove this condition. Okay. Select training from student group by training having count of training greater than 1. This is basic syntax, means you are selecting the student records, all student records along with the training field. Then you are checking group by training. Check this. You remove this, you will throw the error. Okay, so this is giving no error. See here, you need to use this. It must be.
No, actually, Anji, what are the select columns are there, right? That should be available
Yes.
in the
Yes, those should be all in the group by.
group.
That's what I'm trying to. So all fields should be in the group. Okay. So here, if you see this again, let's use course name as well. Sorry, training name. Training. We can select only student fields here. See here. Okay. So there is only one training record which is having more than one student. Okay, how we are getting? So this training count of training IDs from the student. If it is greater than one, then we are selecting those things. Okay, and what you can do is if you want to select how many records are also there. Like remove this. This is a bit tricky. Not oh sorry, ID actually we have to give. Okay, this training record. Yeah, training record. Okay. So how many of IDs are there? Five students. It should present five, right? It is giving. It's not giving five. So see. So this is the syntax. You just write on this. I'll explain it later on this. Yep. Now it's giving clearly. We have given the name also. That's why it gave the wrong number. So if you this one group by training having count greater than 1. So what it is trying? It is trying to get all the records, I mean the number of records under one training. So you might be getting confused as we are trying to get all the child records and but we are writing the query on the child record. We are trying to get from the parent, but still the SOQL query on the child object. So the same syntax like if you want to get the parent information of the using aggregate, so you have to get. So what we are trying to get number of students under one training. That's what we are trying to do. So we have to write a SOQL query on the child object. So this syntax is very, very important. You might be asked in the interviews. So if you want to get all contacts, sorry, all accounts whose where one IDs. So here it is. This is the basic interview question. You can just write down like the same like this. They will be asking the interview question like write an SOQL query to get all account IDs where that account is having more than one contact, or let's say more than 100 contacts. They will say that. Okay. So you have to write same condition. If they say this more than 100, you have to keep 100. That's it. Okay. Just write on this. Same syntax you have to write. It is not the syntax, there is SOQL query. This is how you have to use where condition and group by having. Clear, guys? Don't write mistakenly, should write correctly on this. Okay. And after that, by having, we have seen. So then we have order by. Done? Okay. So let's write syntax. Storing object and select all of them. So let me write SOQL, basic SOQL query and execute this. So these are all like this, right? Then we have order by ascending order and descending order. So what is ascending or descending? Let's say order by, you can write all the filter conditions having group by, then again order by, everything in a one SQL query, but basic I'm saying this. Name, if you give like this, see this, it means by default order is ascending order by, then field name. If you execute this, this will be in the one order. Let me give another one. Let's say order by student number. See this 3, 4, 5, 5, 8, 8. Order by ascending order. After that, if you can give ASC means ascending order, see this the same results. If you want to uh, order by descending order, what you can do is ASC. If you give descending, then descending order. It means it's in the reverse order. What will be the biggest number that will be in the first, then it will come like this. Always nulls will be displayed in the first. Let's say if I have given 100, save, refresh, same will be there. Yes, query and execute this. 100 will be first. Okay, if you are sending like this one, ascending order, descending order, you can use any number of things like this. Order by. Then see, if you see, you are getting 6 records here, but you don't want to query all records from this. I need first 3 records. Then you what you can do is limit 3. When you use limit 3, simply it will be displayed first 3 records only. Limit means how many records you have to query from the database among all the records. Let's say this, if you have given some condition, but that condition, if there are 100 records filtered, if you need to get only 50 records, first 50 records, then you can give, let's say, as you have seen, you have 6 records. I don't want first 3 records. I need from fourth record.